The first cyst is the odontogenic keratocyst, the parakeratinized variety. First thing you need to draw is the basement membrane, which is the separation between the epithelium and the connective tissue or the fibrous wall. You can draw just like that, only maintain that the retiridges are absent and it is flattened. This makes it a fragile interface. Next thing to draw is the basal cell layer, which goes around the basement membrane, just like that. And if you see that the cells of the basal cells are columnar or cuboidal. The other thing is the nuclei, which are arranged away from the basement membrane in a palisading fashion. The other epithelial cells need to be drawn in a similar way, maintaining the integrity. Just beyond the basement membrane, you're supposed to make the connective tissue stroma or the fibrous wall or cystic wall, as it is called as different names. Up and down these arrows, and you are supposed to make the connective tissue stroma containing fibroblasts, collagen fibers, few bundles, blood vessels in small numbers. The next thing you're going to draw is the satellite cyst. Now these satellite cysts are also known as the daughter cyst, and they are present in one or two in number. They consist of the same layers, that is the basal cells and the epithelial cells. They are present characteristically in the connective tissue stroma. The other things are the keratin flecks, which are seen in the lumen. Shortly you will be seeing keratin flecks, and the lumen is bounded by a parakeratin layer. Alright, thank you. Next, we talk about the dentigerous cyst. So we first draw the outline of the cemento-enamel junction. We draw this cementum downward. It's growing. The cementum is thinner than the enamel. We also try to finish the complete cementum this way. Yes. Then we try to make the outline of the dentine, and this cyst is going to be typically present will be attached to the cemento enamel junction, and it will be seen with the impacted or unerupted tooth, seen in young age. So here you see we draw the dentinal tubules. So this resembles your tooth. Now if you see that this is the lining which we are going to draw, the basement membrane which separates the epithelium from the connective tissue, and it goes like this, complete this way. Then you draw the lining, which is non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. It's non-keratinized and derived from reduced enamel epithelium. Then you draw the connective tissue stroma, which is loose, and the best part is that it is immature stroma. Then eventually you will draw a lumen. It's the outline of the circle, and it finish up with the lumen. Thank you. So next we talk about the radicular cyst, which is an inflammatory cyst. So first we draw the basement membrane, the separation that delineates the epithelium from the cystic wall. Yes, you keep on drawing. This is an outline of the basement membrane. Keep on extending however you like. Only maintain that the retiridges are long and sharp. Next you draw is the basal cell layer or the inner layer of the cyst, and this consists of a simple cell layer with nuclei. Now the epithelium is characteristically non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. In some cases, like in maxillary cyst, it may show pseudostratified ciliated columnar epithelium, but that is very rare. Usually you will see is non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. So in between, when you see that there is forking and arcading pattern, then you draw the connective tissue stroma, where you will see eosinophilic masses known as the hyaline bodies. Then you draw the stroma consisting of inflammatory cells, which is a characteristic feature. Then here you draw the cholesterol clefts, which are also present in the connective tissue stroma or the cystic wall. They are needle-like structures, clear shaped structures, and this is the lumen. Thank you.